We took the KTX from Busan and arrived at Gwangmyeong Station in the morning. Then, we took a taxi for about 30 minutes and arrived at our accommodation in Seoul, the home faculty house at Seoul National University. This accommodation, provided by Seoul National University for my husband's work, was a two-bedroom residence suite, making it very convenient for our family. I got a perm at Bloomingday, a salon near Seoul National University. It cost around 50,000 won, which was very affordable, and the hairstylist was highly skilled. I was very satisfied with the result. Then, we went to a restaurant near Seoul National University named Sushiwa for lunch. All of our Korean friends had been taking us out for plenty of Korean barbecue, but we now had a hankering for seafood and thus settled on sushi. We had sushi and eel rice bowl, anegi don, and it was delicious. Korea also has wonderful sushi and is very fresh. We took the subway from Seoul National University Station and arrived at Hongdae Station in about 25 minutes. Since Hongdae is known as a popular spot for young people, we went there with our son. However, since we're not very interested in shopping, we didn't find it particularly exciting. We took the subway from Hongdae Station to Yeoljiro 1GA Station. Exiting through exit 6, we arrived at the famous Myeongdong. We had some snacks and did shopping in Myeongdong. We bought a lot of Korean snacks at a place called Orange Mart. We stopped by Seoul Cafe to wait until it was time for the musical at 8 p.m. at the Nanta Theater in Myeongdong. I booked tickets for the popular Korean musical Cookin' Nanta, which is suitable for families, with my son. The tickets were purchased online through the official Nanta Theater website. There were many both foreigners and locals attending Cookin' Nanta. The performance itself was entertaining, but what stood out the most was the way the performers interacted with the audience in such a humorous and engaging way. It was memorable, and definitely worth seeing at least once. Next day, we went to Udium 50 Glasses Seoul National University branch located near Seoul National University, to purchase new glasses. Eyeglasses in Korea are affordable and of high quality. This store is a popular eyeglass chain in Korea. We walked around Seoul National University, soaking in the atmosphere of a Korean university. At lunch, we decided to have eel at Pungcheon Freshwater Eel Samok restaurant, located near Seoul National University. Grilled eel is a must-try dish in Korea. This restaurant was a chain, so the eel wasn't the most tender, but the portions were very generous, and we left feeling extremely full. Since eel is quite rich and oily, it gives an incredible sense of fullness after eating. We grabbed some takeaway drinks from a nearby cafe. As always, my son commented that beverages in Korea taste so much better. We headed to Bukchon Hanok Village, one of the most popular destinations for foreign tourists in Seoul. It took 50 minutes by subway from Nakseongdi Station to Angguk Station. As we arrived at Angguk Station and walked toward Bukchon Hanok Village, we came across Knotted Angguk, which is located right in front of the station. Their milk donut is very famous, so I bought one for my son, and he said it was delicious. The shop itself is also very cute. After walking for about 15 minutes, we arrived at T Masanun Tul Chateau. This traditional cafe in Bukchon Hanok Village has an incredibly authentic atmosphere, making it a must-visit. You can explore traditional Korean Hanok houses. The traditional drinks we ordered here were also delicious. I highly recommend it. We walked around Bukchon Hanok Village again, exploring the surroundings. It was wonderful to see the beautiful traditional Korean houses. We took a taxi from Bukchon Hanok Village to Gwangjang Market. Gwangjang Market has several entrances, but no matter which one you enter, you can walk towards the area with many food stalls. The place was so crowded that we couldn't stay for long. We tried the famous bindiotik, mung bean pancake, which had a slightly greasy taste. It seemed like many street vendors had popped up as the market became more popular. It seemed like this dumpling shop became famous through Netflix. There were so many people, so we quickly snapped a photo and left the market right after. On the way back hotel, we stopped by Jean Boulangerie, a famous bakery near Seoul National University, and bought some bread. No matter what you choose, everything tastes delicious. The next day, my husband had a meeting, so only my son and I walked to a pork cutlet shop, Katsugage, near Seoul National University for lunch. There were many students and staff from Seoul National University. The pork cutlet was simple but crispy, and it was very delicious. Korea does Japanese food really well too. After lunch, we walked to a cafe called Ongazasan, which was just a 3-minute walk away. This place had a traditional interior and a unique atmosphere, which made it very enjoyable. The suck milk tea and signature blended drinks we ordered here were both delicious. I highly recommend this cafe. Before returning to the accommodation, I stopped by Daesun Nakseongdi and Oliveyoung Nakseongdi for some shopping. It's fun to shop for miscellaneous items and cosmetics, so I recommend visiting these two places in Korea. They have chain stores near most subway stations, making it very convenient. In the afternoon, a close friend came to visit our family at our accommodation. We had a pleasant chat with the friend we hadn't seen in a while at Sangrila, located inside Home Faculty House. Later that evening, another friend of my husband came to visit us at our accommodation. We all took a taxi from the hotel to Seokwangyang Daechong, a Tripa's barbecue restaurant near Seoul National University. Tripa's barbecue is very popular in Korea and the food was delicious. Although it was tasty, it didn't seem particularly inexpensive. After dinner, on our way back to the accommodation, we all stopped by Opera Bean Roasters Cafe and enjoyed a pleasant conversation. The next day, I went to Hyundai department store in Sinchon to meet a friend. We had a delicious lunch of bibim nandmayan at Hansol Cold Noodle Restaurant, located in the basement of the store. After lunch, we had a chat at Lendejavu, a cafe on the second floor of Hyundai department store in Sinchon. It was a delightful time catching up with my friend after such a long while. My son and husband went to Samsung Station to meet my son's friend. My son and his friend visited the Starfield Library at COEX and also had a meal together at a restaurant. When we all returned to the accommodation, my husband and I had a dinner appointment. Since my son had to stay at the accommodation, we ordered takeout Korean fried chicken from a local chicken restaurant near Seoul National University. There are so many local chicken places like this in Korea, so you can order from anywhere and it's always a good choice. We took the subway and went to Sandolhi Yongjae, located near Yongjae Station. There, we met an old couple of friends and had a delightful dinner. Since we're from the US, they treated us to traditional Korean cuisine. It was a healthy, neat and well-presented meal. After dinner, we went to a twosome place Yongjae nearby, where we enjoyed dessert and coffee while catching up on conversations we hadn't finished. It was a happy and precious time. The next day, we took a taxi for about an hour to Incheon International Airport Terminal 2. The Matina Lounge was too crowded, so we went to the Sky Hub Lounge instead. It was much less crowded, so it was a better choice. After finishing our 10-day trip in Korea, we took a 13-hour flight back to Washington, D.C. During our 4-day, 5-night stay in Seoul, my husband had to attend many work meetings, and there were appointments for meals almost every time. As we met with acquaintances and friends, there was less time dedicated solely to our family. However, it was great to be able to visit local spots that the residents around Seoul National University frequent. Since it was my son's first time in Seoul, I took him to touristy places like Hongdae, Myeongdong, Bukshan Village, and Gwangjang Market. However, it seems that he enjoyed visiting the local restaurants and cafes near Seoul National University Station even more. Instead of busy tourist areas, I believe we appreciated strolling around the smaller neighborhoods near less crowded subway stations, soaking in the local atmosphere. Seoul has so much to offer in these smaller areas, and no matter how many times I visit, Seoul is always a city I want to come back to.